Chennai.
South India.
अरे भाई
No, he already is in Bangalore. So Chennai.
Kanyakumari.
Kanyakumari.
all right, piece of the broadcast is live for you,
Nice.
and you will be able to have an entire race replay with everything saved for yourself.
Make sure to catch my crash from onboard.
Yes.
From on board.
Yeah. Bro, they literally asked me to ban me from my own server. Don't ask
Yeah.
me.
Don't prove.
Bro, this reply by Fafde is so.
Which
Aman and Mutia. Hey, bro, come on. Daniel. Chop, bro, chop, chop.
oh, bro.
वरना Dan Brown बन के
Dan Brown?
Daniel.
Zach
Who?
Brown. Sorry, भाई.
Dan Brown
The
कहाँ से आ
author,
गया?
Zach Brown.
author था भाई so,
Dan Brown की बुक पढ़ रहा हूँ अभी इसलिए बोल दिया गलती से.
Okay, so I'll remove all the people except 3 people, है ना? Please
ए नहीं नहीं
don't take
Wait,
it
wait, 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 wait,
personally.
wait.
चालू तो होने दे. अपना एस्टन मार्टिन आए ही नहीं. तीसरा रेड बुल ही नहीं हमारे पास.
I'm noting this
This
guy.
sauce is
Three.
going to-
These. Oh yeah.
Who all will Goodies Bacon is also not commentating, right?
Good is Bacon is. I think.
अरे
no,
We'll have 6 people. Oh,
Bro,
okay, this is the best. This is the best.
रीजनल होम जीपी मद्रास मोटर होम.
Regional father.
Oh, bro.
वो सोता रहो.
Damien, time
yes,
to change your profile picture, bro.
bro, no.
Yeah, you have
Yes.
to change.
Listen,
Daniel
fam.
profile photo man.
I can't deal with this. I fucking-
Start, guys. Ready up, ready up.
These memes are so good, bro. These fucking
I'm-
gold. Bro, make a
I want someone to let me know when there is a new funny meme in general.
Okay,
That's how
somebody
I-
from the audience, can you please take screenshot of all the regional memes and post in out of context?
Why, fam?
No, make a thread. Make a thread.
Make a new thread.
What the? Oh my word. I should have let Bacon win the championship.
नहीं दिल्ली वालों को प्यार नहीं मिलता.
Damn.
अमन
दिल्ली
की
वालों को
वजह से-
लड़की भी नहीं मिलती.
मिल
भाई
जाती
मेरे
है.
पास तो है, क्या बात कर
उसको
रहे हैं?
ऐसे.
नहीं मिल जाती है वो लड़की चाहे
बेस्ट
ना
फ्रेंड में
चाहे,
रहती है पूरे
लड़कों
टाइम,
को मिल
बट
जाती
है.
है.
Best
हाँ,
friend
क्या?
मिले.
Bro, Bacon, no.
लाइव ऑन है. लाइव
Please.
Oh,
Family
no, you didn't
friendly.
know, you stopped, man, you stopped. No, Aure,
So,
No,
YouTube stream is
she-
on. Please
bro, she
maintain
lives on the rent. She lives on the rent.
NSFW.
Actually,
What?
paid guest.
That's not any better.
No, she lives on the rent, bro.
Uh,
It's completely legal.
What?
Okay. So
Nah, fam.
we are
He's
starting
paying-
the stream
He's paying
and
for all
it is
the
on
dates. That's
little
why
live on
he's just
YouTube.
implying.
So let's be civil and do this.
Yeah,
afterwards.
like these guys could be civil. Okay, then.
As
No,
long
so
as I am
I-
here.
Jeez, impossible. भाई.
Will
Civil
as
or
Goodies-
long as
will
I am
Goodies
here.
Bacon commented because Anuj is come. Yeah, Anuj
Hello,
is here.
hello, hello.
Anuj
Hello,
came. Hi
Aman.
Anuj.
Anuj.
Anuj
बारिश
came.
है क्या?
No.
ठीक है.
नहीं.
भाई रेस में बारिश है.
ये पीसॉस तो रेस कर रहे हैं ना, फिर क्यों इधर कॉम्स में?
Daniel Avocado says he has been
Tier
removed
2.
from the session. Can he be invited once again?
Invited,
please?
invited,
Yes, he's
invited.
invited again.
Bro, why
I have
is this
shifted Peace
friend
Walk
list so buggy? It's
Goodies
fucked up right
Bacon is
now.
also. So Goodies Bacon is not streaming, commentating, right? I have
No.
moved him.
My friend list is fucked right now. I only see like 5 people in it.
That's some
so-
overstatement.
Welcome to the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas, for the US Grand-Prix F1ndia Racing League Tier 2 broadcast. Today in the commentary box we have the server owner Anuj Tripathi and I believe Aman Adusumili. Is Bacon with us today?
No.
So
देखा
both
इतने अच्छे से इसने उसका सरनेम ले लिया. Can only be a South Indian.
What, bro?
Yeah, actually, bro. That's true. That's true.
What? No, it's not like okay, I'm literate, I'm educated, I'm South Indian. That's the
No,
thing,
you're
right?
No, but
you're
I have
too
to.
nice to
But
not.
I have to correct one point. It's Aman Adusu Spinelli.
I wasn't gonna say that on stream.
Regional is too good to be South
Bro,
North
thank
Indian.
God nobody said Pirelli, bro.
अरे वो सिंधी है ना सिंधी.
अब सिंधी कहाँ से आ गया भाई बीच में?
तू ही तो बोला
You
तू
are
सिंधी
ना.
है.
हाँ तो I am a सिंधी.
हाँ तो बीच में क्या तू तो है पहले से तू बीच में कहाँ से आ गया?
भाई मेरे को बात ही नहीं
ये
करनी
देख,
यार.
ये
हट हट.
देख अभी तो फिर खुद बोल रहे है तू सिंधी नहीं है तू साउथ इंडियन एक्सेप्ट कर लिया तूने. अब मैं तेरी हेल्प करने आया तो तू ऐसे बोल रहे है.
No, I meant you. I thought you were trying to bring in something ulta by bringing in Sindhi also in it.
ये देखो.
But anyway,
यार
let us please ride on board with Baba Yaga in his Red Bull, who's just about to start his flying lap. The first
ये तो
of
मेरे को
this
भी
session.
व्हाट्सएप किया बाबा यागा. ये कैसे वो गाड़ी चला रहा है?
AI.
What do you mean WhatsApp किया तो गाड़ी नहीं चला सकता?
अरे भाई तो अब फास्ट लैप के पीछे थोड़ी तो गाड़ी व्हाट्सएप करेगा.
Baba Yaga is on a fast lap. Yes.
Yes, Baba Yaga is on a fast lap as he's approaching the S's of Sector 1. He did go a little wide there, but has not invalidated yet.
I think
And
that's
he
invalidated.
has. That's invalidated. And let's head on board the Alfa Romeo of Merck's Tripods. Who's making his way through the S's, goes wide, but does not invalidate yet. Puts in a purple sector through sector 1, and behind him is, we believe, the Mercedes of prototype who's coming towards the end of sector 1, and he takes purple in the first sector.
Even Merc side pods has invalidated.
And Merck Sidepods has invalidated his lap, so we'll head on board with prototype in the Mercedes.
अच्छा, so this is my first time watching a tier 2 race.
Okay.
What am I
unfortunate.
supposed to? How unfortunate it is,
Yeah,
obviously.
it is unfortunate.
What am
indeed.
What should I be expecting? Like,
So
will
you
there
should-
be?
You should
So
be
is it like-
expecting a battle between Chocolate, the second Aston Martin of Gojo Satoru, and the Haas of Ghost P4X. These are your top 3 contenders for tier 2.
Or
And we see prototype going wide, and you can obviously count on Isjuice crashing and P-Sauce crashing.
You can expect to see a
Okay.
98 Belgium.
Yes.
so is this? So will we have racing or is it just survival of the fittest?
No, bro, it has
It's-
better
it's
racing
both.
than
It's
tier
better
one.
racing than tier 1.
Sometimes.
Indeed, yes.
Sometimes, yes.
So there was a yellow flag for a brief moment, and I believe that was caused by the Ferrari of P-Sauce, and he has invalidated his lap since. On board with prototype in the Mercedes as he's rounding around the final corner, and I believe he'll be the first person across the finish line to set a valid time, and he goes fastest with a 140.648. Alright, so that's Mercedes on provisional pole at the moment, while we can see the remaining cars are on.
Even Ghost is on a fast lap.
So let's head on with Ghost P4X in the Haas.
He's faster.
He definitely seems faster. We will be having a battle for pole
136.
position, and he puts in a 136.497, which is 4 seconds faster than prototype in the Mercedes. And Chocolate just comes in at P2 with a 137.299, which is around 2/10 off of the current pole time. And Isjuice has invalidated, but he's starting a. Is he on another flyer? Does not have the battery pack to do so. What about P-Sauce in the Ferrari? Yes, I believe P-Sauce is starting his flying lap in the Ferrari. And also Iron in the Mercedes. So at the moment we have 2 cars out on track on their fast laps. And we can see Chocolate has done his lap. Daniel Avocado in the pit still, and Iron has invalidated his lap. Riding on board with P-Sauce now. And there is a yellow flag. If that was Iron for a brief moment. Let's head back.
So it looks like Baba Yaga is on a fast lap.
So let's ride on board with Baba Yaga now as he's coming through.
And
the
he
S's.
invalidates the lap.
He invalidates, but I don't believe he was on a fast lap because he did not have the battery. He does not seem to have the battery. He's down to 5%. And there is a yellow flag, and that's the Haas of Ghost P4X that's into the grass. And I believe he was involved with an Aston Martin as well. I believe the two cars came together towards the end of the laps. And Pesos, in the moment that we came on board with him, has gone purple in the second sector. So
Okay. He was about to hit the wall into the pit lane, just like I did.
that's unimportant because we would like to see where does Pesos slot in on this leaderboard of qualifying. And he's
Aman sir को
invalidated towards the
important
last
बता रहे
corner, has he? Pesos invalidates at the last corner.
That would have been a P3.
That would have absolutely been a P3, Aman, but
He has invalidated into the
validated. And here we are on board with IN2807 in the Mercedes, who seems to be on a second fast lap at the moment. Does not possess the battery to do so. But alright, so Baba Yaga in the Red Bull also invalidated, dives back down into the pits for a change of tires, probably getting a fresh set for the second half of this qualifying. As we can see the clock striking and 10 minutes remaining in this session. On board with IN2807 in the Mercedes. Is he gonna get impeded by the Ferrari of Pesos, or will Pesos give way nicely? And Pesos leaves the racing line, moves away, lets Iron through. As Iron heads to the back straight now, DRS wide open. Plowing through the air is that Silver Arrow. And we have a few more cars on their outlaps at the moment. We have the Alfa Romeo of Merck's side pods and the Aston Martin of Daniel Avocado. And IN2807 has just set the fastest second sector. He's gone purple. Will he be able to hold this lap together and put in a good time slot in the top? Probably take the front row or even pole
I
position.
think he has
And
invalidated his
he did go
No, he
wide,
didn't.
but has not invalidated yet. As he is rounding around the final corner now, can he hold it through here? No, he
no.
cannot. He
Invalidates
cuts
the
through the
run.
chicane and invalidates that. That could have possibly been a great lap for him. And we can
And
see
I think he's
Pesos.
impeding Pesos.
I believe
yes,
Pesos
he-
was trying to take a slipstream down the pitch main straight. And in doing so, he completely misses the apex. We'll ride on board with the Aston Martin of Daniel Avocado, who's starting his first flying lap in this qualifying session. He still does not have a representative time on the board, but I believe he will be putting one, and he may be a challenger today for pole position. Possibly one of the two drivers who can give Ghost P4X a run for their money. The second would be Chocolate in the second Aston Martin. And Daniel Avocado sets purple in the first sector. And we have a Haas. I believe the Haas of Ghost P4X that spun around for a brief moment. Onto the back straight goes the Aston Martin. DRS wide open now. And for a brief moment, let's ride on board with the McLaren of Isjuice, who's starting his first flying lap of this qualifying session. And as with the other drivers, he does not have a representative time on the board. And Baba Yaga is also starting his fast lap. So is Ghost P4X, who is going for his second run, probably on a new set of soft tires in this qualifying session. And P-Sauce coming across the line and sets a 140.180, goes P3. So that's the second row for the Ferrari, and there is a 5th place grid penalty for Merck's side pods for a collision with the Mercedes of IN2807. As
And I
we
think that was
see
into the pit
pit
lane.
lane, yes. As we see Daniel Avocado going fastest with the 136.1, which is 3/10 faster than the previous lap time of Ghost P4X for pole position. However, I believe Ghost P4X is on his second run on a new set of soft tires, so he may be going a bit faster than his lap time before. Currently, the provisional pole is held by Daniel Avocado in the Aston Martin, and it's an Aston Martin 1 and 3 at the moment. The Haas is pretty much sandwiched between them. Takes that apex nicely, gets the car turned in, and goes purple through the second sector. Goes P4X, so I believe he is faster than his previous lap. And Chocolate in the Aston Martin has gone wide at turn 1. And hence he's lost control of his car and won't be able to put in a lap now. To go for another flyer. Coming around the final corner, keeping it nice and tight, close to the white lines on the exit is Ghost P4X in the Haas. And he puts a 136.0. 4.5 tenths, almost 5 tenths quicker than his personal best previously. And a tenth quicker than Daniel Avocado in the Aston Martin. So 6 minutes remaining in this session, and the current provisional pole is with Ghost P4X in the Haas. Daniel Avocado diving into the pits, currently P2 with a 136.1, and Chocolate in the Aston Martin in P3 with a 137.2. So far it's an exciting session, and IN2807 has lost control of his Mercedes, possibly spun around, causing a yellow flag in the first sector, as we saw Baba Yaga briefly pass by him. Probably on his fast lap by the looks of it. And what's happening with Ish Juice? He has invalidated yet another lap. The McLaren just does not seem to have the grip around this track. And another yellow flag. That's
skill की बात है, don't blame it on McLaren.
So comments coming in from Anuj saying that let's not blame it on the car, and it's possibly the skill issue of a certain driver. What would you say, Aman? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, bro, I do. I mean, we've seen him spin a couple of times. So yeah.
So here we see the Red Bull of Baba Yaga coming around the final corner now for his, possibly his first lap time of this session. 138.8 and goes P4. Jumps the Ferrari of P-Sauce, who is on an outlap. Alright. Anybody else? So Merck's side pods in the Alfa Romeo seems to be on a fast lap at the moment as he crosses through sector 1, and there is a yellow flag for prototype in the Mercedes at the end of sector 2. But let's ride back on board with the Alfa Romeo as he comes around the hairpin. Onto the back straight he goes. And another yellow flag once again. That's prototype in the Mercedes, causing continuous yellows throughout the sectors he goes. Is he going for another fast lap attempt? Yes, he is. 3.5 minutes remaining in this session. We don't know how many more runs can the driver squeeze in on the same set of tires without pitting. So this could possibly be their final runs for this session. And as we see Chocolate starting his flying lap in the Aston Martin, trying to get pole, and the Haas of Ghost P4X coming out on a new set of soft tires is what I believe for his final run in this session. Yellow flag briefly there for the Haas, who slowed down to let the Aston Martin through. And prototype seems to be on a fast lap as he's rounding around the hairpin, and onto the back straight he goes. And Chocolate has invalidated his lap. He was on a fast lap but has since invalidated, and he'll have to go for another banker, which he has the time for, but does he have the fuel load is the question. If he was in a quali trim with a low fuel load, he may not have enough to run another. He may have to pit and then may not come out in time for second run. And a brief yellow once again. This time it's for the Mercedes of IN2807. Let's ride on board with Daniel Avocado, who also has invalidated his fast lap. So, current standings, we have Aston Martin in third and second respectively, and the Haas of course P4X sitting comfortably in pole, a tenth faster. However, we still have about a minute and a half remaining in this session, and yes, people will be going in for their final runs. As we can see, pretty much all the cars coming out of the pit lane, and goes P4X 136.0. Alright, he's starting his flying lap. Behind him comes Issues in the McLaren and an Aston Martin. It's the Aston Martin of Chocolate who is going for his second run in this session after invalidating the previous time. What can he do on those set of soft tires, which I probably believe knew as he comes around through the S's, and he has invalidated once again. I can only imagine what he must be going through for invalidating another fast lap attempt. He must be cooking those tires through, and I don't believe he'll have enough time for us for another run unless he decides to cut some corners. And the Aston Martin of Daniel Avocado has also invalidated his fast run, I believe. We can see a Mercedes across the finish line, and that is IN2807 who's starting his flying lap. The 30 seconds remain in this session. The Haas of Ghost P4X on provisional pole. As we are seeing Prototype in the Mercedes coming around, but I believe this is his banker. And no, he's into the pits he goes. Prototype goes into the pits. Let's ride on board with P-Sauce. Is this his fast lap? He's starting his fast lap just 3 seconds before checkered flag, and since the checkered flag is out, Baba Yaga cannot start another lap, nor can Prototype in the Mercedes. So now it is down. No, I believe Chocolate will also take the checkered flag, and he cannot improve on his time. What about Daniel Avocado? He also has invalidated and won't improve. He dives down into the pits. Checkered flag is out, and I believe the only person who can make a difference in the timing charts now is P-Sauce in the Ferrari, as everybody else has taken the checkered flag. Oh, and also the Mercedes of IN2807 who seems to be very slow. I doubt he's going for another run, but let's ride on board with P-Sauce, who is currently, according to the timing charts, 1.4 seconds faster than his previous lap delta. Anuj, Aman, if I have you guys here still, do you all think P-Sauce has got this in? Can he back pole?
Yeah, definitely can.
So, some positive and possibly sarcastic
I-
comments coming in from race control.
I don't know how he'll take 4 seconds off.
He has put in a purple middle sector though, in the second sector split that he just did. He went purple, which is fastest in the session.
He won't take one.
So, a difference of opinions coming from the commentary box at the moment. Let's see as he rounds around the final corner. Staying close to the white line. Does he invalidate? No, he does not.
Yes.
And he goes P3. P-Sauce is on the second row in the Ferrari with a 136.7. That's a mega lap for P-Sauce given his previous performances in this racing
Still
league.
not a pole though.
Still not a pole though.
Yeah, alright, fine. You were right. What else do you want?
I just want validation.
So, here you can see
Juice is the only one who didn't.
Yeah, but
issues in the
he
McLaren, the only
promoted.
driver who could not get a representative lap time on the board. However, let's run you through the grid, and we have Ghost P4X in the Haas running in first with pole position 136.0. Daniel Avocado in the Aston Martin, almost a tenth of 136.118. P-Sauce in the Ferrari, a mega lap from him, coming in at P3. Chocolate in the Aston Martin coming in at P4. Prototype in the Mercedes at P5. Baba Yaga in the Red Bull P6. IN2807 in the Mercedes P7. Merc Sidepods in the Alfa Romeo P8. And the last on the grid would be Juice in the McLaren without a time on the board.
But Merc
So
Sidepods has a
is he-
5 place.
Yes,
penalty.
so it's coming in
Is
from,
Juice on the grid just for the sake
This-
of it?
Yes.
I mean, we've never had a conversation with Juice in the post-race or pre-race briefs. where we know his exact motivation or motives rather of being in this league and on the
I
grid.
think he just wanted paddock passes for free.
That could be a possibility. Because given his pace, he just seems to be waving around to the crowd, even while racing. That McLaren and the driver, as rightly pointed out by Anuj, does not seem fast enough.
Someone is saying Isju's podium. If Isju's gets a podium,
So I believe we have a small wager coming in from the audience here today. And Anuj is probably taking that wager. So Anuj,
I will think about it.
so y'all
But
heard it.
what is the wager? What is the
So
wager?
that's something that you need to decide. Anyway, we are on the grid. The grid is set. It's 5 lights. And away we go as the Aston Martin gets a decent start, and so does the Haas. But the Haas is on a set of medium tires, and Daniel Avocado goes wide. He's taking the runoff. He's gone wide.
That's chocolate.
Oh, that's Chocolate, and Daniel Avocado has slipped up into P2 at the moment. P-Sauce maintains his position into P3. Chocolate goes wide into turn 1 and loses a couple of places. Down to P4, and there is a yellow flag. Yellow flag through the S's. For whom was that? I believe it was for the Mercedes of IN2807.
And Merck side pause is already up into 6th
Merck's
place.
side pods, after starting last, after getting that 5-place grid penalty for a collision in the pit lane, is already up to P6. He's gained 3 places. As we can see, IN2807 and the Mercedes dropping down into last place, and he's battling with Isjuice in the McLaren. And the McLaren has come out on a set of soft tires though. We have to see what kind of strategy are they running. Is this a Ferrari masterclass or a Ferrari disaster class? And we can see the battle between the Ferrari and Aston Martin, and they keep it clean. Aman, Anuj, if you all are seeing this, they keep it. No, as I said, they kept it clean. Chocolate cuts through the corner, goes into the side of P-Sauce, possibly damaging his front wing and suspension.
Even Bubble Yaga
And-
loses a place.
Baba Yaga did gain a place briefly, but has since then lost out to Chocolate once again.
I think chocolate
and-
went wide.
Chocolate went wide once again, which we can only imagine is because of damage that he had with the contact at the Ferrari of P-Sauce. And this race has come undone for Chocolate already, I believe. Given his recent performances.
Chocolate going wide is giving his best impression of Indian bowlers during the death overs.
So, a cricket reference coming in from Anuj, which I do not understand. But Aman laughed at it, so should be valid. Let's.
He was just being nice, I think. He laughs at everything. But anyways.
Some courtesy being shown by Aman, and there is already
Please,
a
thank
penalty
you.
on boards coming in from race control for the Alfa Romeo of Merck's side pods, which I believe is for cutting corners, going wide, and he makes an insane dive bomb on Baba Yaga into the hairpin. Oh my god, there's a huge crash! A huge
Side
crash! And that is the Alfa Romeo of Merck's side pods out
Oh,
of
and there's
this
been
race.
contact with between Ghost P4X and Daniel Avocado.
And going on board with the leaders. Oh, and there is
they
more
touch again.
contact.
Is that a safety car? Yes, that's a safety car.
That is a full-blown safety car, yes, at the moment, because the crash we saw on the back straight was huge. It practically swerved Merck's side pods into the barriers. And somehow Baba Yaga has come out lucky without too much damage to his car. He has lost his front wing though. That Red Bull does not seem to have a nose at the moment. And IN2807 just goes wide behind him. So Baba Yaga is in the box for a change of front wing, and possibly will go on the set of hard tires, and so is Isjuice because he started on softs. So this strategy may not work for Isjuice in the McLaren, but let's see what can he pull off. And Baba Yaga is coming out on the softs. That is weird from the Red Bull pit crew.
Red Bull doing their impression of Ferrari.
So I believe Red Bull has taken some inspiration from Ferrari and possibly creating a blunder in strategies at the moment. And one thing that we missed while all the action was going on in the background is that Chocolate in the Aston Martin has since overtaken P-Sauce in the Ferrari and moved up into P3. So currently it's Ghost P4X in the Haas leading with the two Aston Martins right on his tail under safety car. And IN2807 gets a penalty of 5 seconds for colliding with his own teammate. This somewhat throws us back to the Tier 1 race in Monza where we saw the two Mercedes come together into Turn 1. Does that not, Aman?
Yes, bro.
2016 Mercedes.
And yes, as Anuj rightly points out, battle between the Silver Arrows back in
And there was-
2016 and there was what?
I think P4X crashed into the safety car for a brief moment.
So, coming in from the commentary box is that Ghost P4X briefly crashed into the safety car. Does not seem to have any damage to his Haas at the moment.
So it should be safety car in this lap.
Ideally, yes. Since the grid has reformed, all cars are back on track. No, I believe,
Another lap.
yeah, I
Safety
believe
car.
safety car might be going for another lap. And IN2807 has another penalty for a collision with his own teammate. What is going on with the Mercedes today? They just do not seem to be in the zone. Colliding with each other, losing places at the start. That's not how IN2807 has performed in this league overall. Today just seems to be a day that has come undone for the Mercedes. Both of them, in fact. Lap 4 of 28, currently under safety car, we go through sector 1. Anuj, Aman, may I get your predictions on how many safety cars are we actually going to get in this race? We already have one, so how many more safety cars are you guys expecting?
So I would say
I
two
think-
safety cars and the whole thing. So
I
Two
think
more
one more.
or
there won't
two,
be
two
any
more
more.
or two in total?
Two in total. So one more other than.
Alright. So Aman says 2 safety cars in total, that means one more after this one. And Anuj?
I think there will be no more safety cars after this.
Anuj being very positive and optimistic, hoping that his league
Okay,
races.
Isjuice is there, so maybe one or two more.
Alright, so we see
One
a
or-
change in answer coming in from Anuj, where he is putting his faith into the McLaren of Isjuice, who he believes might cause another safety car. What are your thoughts on Baba Yaga pitting for a new front wing and putting in on a going on a set of softs?
I have tried that strategy in Tier 1 and I'm sure it doesn't work.
So Aman, speaking with experience, says that a strategy like this might work.
No, it won't work.
Oh, it won't work. Sorry, that's my bad. And
The softs are going to
What-
die in like.
To be fair, the amount of times you spun, I think any strategy wouldn't have worked for you.
No, I spun because the tires were dead. After that, I never spun.
Oh.
After,
Maybe your tires
just-
were dead in like all the races I've seen. so-
just in from race control,
know.
guys, that the safety car is in this lap and Ghost P4X, currently the leader of this race, is maintaining pace. Coming across the penultimate corner. And when will he drop the hammer is the question. Will he be able to get the restart and maintain his lead? Or is
He's
Daniel
going-
Avocado in the Aston Martin going to get the jump on him by the looks of it? Avocado did get the jump on him, and no, he did not actually. And Ghost P4X has pulled away about 4/10, but the Aston Martins are sitting comfortably. Oh, and so close to contact there. The Haas and the Aston Martin very close to each other, but and
Oh, and then
And
Issues
Issues.
and Baba Yaga.
Isjuice and Baba Yaga, they collide into turn 1. They go, but this isn't a safety car yet, lads.
And they're still fighting to the
And Baba Yaga has a 3-second time
second.
penalty, which I can only assume is for going
limits.
wide, cutting corners, and track limits. Anyway, heading back to the leaders, as we can see. So Daniel Avocado in the Aston Martin started on a set of hard tires, which means he is going for the alternate strategy. He's going to be going long on his stint and going for an overcut on the Haas of Ghost P4X. What do you guys have to say about that? Do you think that's a strategy that Daniel Avocado can make do with? Can he make it work?
I think I don't think so, because even Goodiswagen tried to do the alternate strategy, it didn't work out for him. He got the help of penalties, which is why he was P2. But like Goodiswagen didn't have fuel also, so there's that. But yeah, let's see. I think it'll be interesting to see if it, like, even if you see here also, they have like similar lap times even on mediums and hards.
Oh, and a
So,
big
I don't
snap of oversteer from the Haas of Ghost P4X. As he sets the fastest lap time with a 1:39.9. But that snap of oversteer has unleashed Daniel Avocado onto him. He could not make the move stick into turn 1.
But there is
But-
a yellow flag in the last
And
corner.
there is yellow flag
And that's
for the
driving.
Mercedes of Iron2807, who's
But
probably
he's-
spun it around, and he's carrying on with this race at the moment.
And then Baba Yaga finally makes the move on his chest.
And Baba Yaga in the Red Bull has moved up and overtaken his juice in the McLaren. The Aston Martin is getting awfully close to the Haas of Ghost P4X. DRS still hasn't been enabled. We'll have to wait another lap for that. Do you think he can make the move with the help of slipstream and battery? He's not deploying his battery at the moment, and he did make the move.
And is it gonna rain?
It
looks
does
cloudy.
seem like the weather does look cloudy. However, we've just seen the Aston Martin of Daniel Avocado make it through on the back straight, take the lead of this race. And now the question is, will Daniel Avocado... and there's a huge spin! There's a huge spin. Ghost P4X gets trigger happy on the throttle, loses the rear, drops down to P4. And that's an Aston Martin 1-2. An Aston Martin
Host
1-2
with the-
once again.
with his best impression of Aman.
And P-Sauce in the Ferrari has moved up into P3, but will he be able to hold
Yeah,
off
this has been enabled.
the prancing Haas, which he could not even through the last corner, and Ghost P4X has already made the move.
And I
But they are
think
going wheel
I
to wheel
do-
into turn 1. How is this gonna end? Is P-Sauce gonna get a switchback? He did try but could not. The traction through the first corner, and Chocolate gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. It's currently an Aston Martin 1 and 2. I believe Chocolate will try and go for an undercut on his teammate who is currently leading, as we know that Daniel Avocado will be going pretty long on his stint at the moment. And Ghost P4X has dropped 4 seconds to the leaders, but also has gained 1.2 seconds within a sector on P-Sauce in the Ferrari. Does P-Sauce have DRS through this pit straight? No, he does not. But he was using a significant amount of his battery pack to come back close on the Haas. But he does not seem to be making significant inroads or making a dent in the timing sheets at the moment, as the gap seems stable over 1 second. And there is a yellow
So-
flag, and I believe that's for
Iron.
Iron 2807 in the Mercedes once again. And he's just cutting through the corners, is he? Like, I do understand Mercedes kind of built a tractor in 2022 and 2023 which has not been up to par with the performances that they've experienced in the past 8 years of the hybrid era. But that's no reason for him to take his Mercedes W13 across the grass like a lawnmower. And 3-second time penalty incoming for our race leader Daniel Avocado in the Aston Martin. Does this change the race, lads?
I think Ghost now just has to be 3 seconds within 3 seconds of both the Aston Martin, and
The
he'll
current
win the
gap
race.
is around 3 seconds exactly. And I believe Ghost does have the pace to bring it down. And as we see the lap deltas, it is dropping down little by little, but no, it suddenly increased once again. So we'll have to wait and see later in the stint what kind of lap times do they put in, and will Ghost P4X be able to make that gap. And there is a yellow flag, and Ian has since retired.
Oh,
And
that's
it's a safety car. The retirement from Ian right before the pit lane causes a safety car. This changes so much in the race.
And
Aman, can we get an update from race control whether it is gonna rain towards the end of this race or no? Is there a possibility we can get some data?
I think it should rain. Maybe in about 5 to 6 laps.
So wet weather may play a role in this race.
And Baba Yaga pits for a new set
Baba
of.
Yaga and Issues gets another 5-second time penalty for cutting corners. Red Bull of Baba Yaga is in pits at the moment, and he is going on a new set of hards, which I believe he will be taking towards the end of this race. 19 laps on the hards. That's a very difficult stint.
Do the drivers know if it's gonna rain or not? Because
Yes.
if it is gonna rain in a few laps, wouldn't you want track position instead of fresh tires?
Indeed. So to answer your query, Anuj, it solely depends on the driver's ability to judge scenarios and how things are evolving on track, right? So as you know, the game has an inbuilt function where it has an engineer whom you can question about various things, weather for example. So I press a button, ask my engineer, what does the weather report look like? And my engineer tells me that alright, it's clear, or we may experience rain in the upcoming laps. And based on that information that is relayed through the engineer, the drivers have to make a strategy up themselves, or have somebody else do it for them. So I don't know if Baba Yaga is actually considering those options and is aware about the weather evolving.
I see.
So the Aston Martin of Daniel Avocado is way too close to the safety car, way too close for comfort actually. And the grid seems to have reformed since then, and I believe safety car should be in this lap. However, we have not got an official call from race control yet. So I believe we'll be going out for another lap with the safety car. Lap number 10 as they come across the finish line. 9 drivers started this race. We've lost 2 of them. And what's happening there? Something went wrong with Ghost P4X. For a brief moment, he got overtaken by P-Sauce and Prototype. And the grid changed a little bit. Oh, so Issues is in the box for a new set of tires. So is Prototype. Do they have the... Okay, so Prototype has come out on a new set of softs and Issues is on a new set of mediums at the moment. So that does give Baba Yaga a little bit of track positional advantage over the remainder of the grid, as he is on a fresh set of hards at the moment. So as I was saying, lap number 10 of 28 around the Circuit of the Americas. 9 drivers started this race. Since the start, we have lost Merc side pods in the Alfa Romeo and IN2807 in the Mercedes. 7 remain. And we can only assume what's the end gonna be.
we'll have the safety car in this lap, most probably.
Yes, I believe so because the grid seems to have formed back properly. And safety
And
car should
Baba
ideally be
Yaga
back.
and Baba Yaga is the closest with fresh tires.
Yes,
To
he is.
closest to Pisa.
So he has managed to get that track position back.
How many are saying Baba Yaga and Pisa's collision after safety car?
I think.
I
they will.
think so too. And yes, race control has given the call out. Safety car is going to be in this lap. The Aston Martin of Daniel Avocado currently leading this race, controls the pace with his teammate Chocolade in the second Aston Martin, very close to him on a softer compound rather. Going wheel to wheel, and not to forget we have the previous race leader Ghost P4X in the house, who is going to turn out to be a tough fight for the two Aston Martins up in front. P-Sauce in a surprising P4 at the moment. And does Daniel Avocado get the jump on his rivals on this safety car restart? I believe he has. He is deploying battery, trying to maintain track position. And Ghost P4X is already wheel to wheel with Chocolate as we head into turn 1. Daniel Avocado has cemented his position to an extent. And side by side goes Chocolate and Ghost P4X, but that's clean through turn 1 and good racing etiquette from both the drivers. Chocolate maintains and defends his position in second place. But by the looks of it, Ghost P4X is not done yet. He will be coming back very soon. And I believe it has started drizzling, lads. I can see a few droplets of water pouring down. So I believe we'll be having wet weather conditions in this race. Will it be inters? Will it be full wets? That is something that we'll have to wait and watch. And wait for everything to evolve. What's going to be the crossover point is the question. Lap 11 currently. The drizzle seems to be increasing sector by sector.
Can we go on board with someone so like we'll have a proper idea of if it is raining or not?
Can we go on board with whom?
Anyone. Let's go on board with Ghost. He's trying to catch up with
Alright.
Chocolate.
So, yes, as I mentioned. And. Oh! And that's a collision! Into the pit lane.
Oh.
That was very risky from both of our drivers. Chocolate mainly. And it seemed like the Aston Martin is double stacking.
I think they
And
didn't plan
prototype
it
stays
to-
out.
Prototype stays out. Prototype takes the lead of this race currently.
I think Ghost will get a jump on Chocolate.
Ghost will
I don't
definitely
think
get the
Aston
jump on
Martin-
Chocolate. A blunder
they
in
didn't
team
plan that.
calls, and Chocolate has lost out 2 places. Vsauce in the Ferrari has also managed to get a jump on Chocolate in the Aston Martin. We currently
Okay, but like if you are, let's say if you're Chocolate and it is raining quite heavily and you know it's inters, the track is suitable for inters, wouldn't you waste a few seconds in the pit lane instead of like over a lap?
I mean, that depends on how fast the weather is evolving on track. If I know for a fact that, okay, it's going to take 2 more laps for the track to actually have standing water where I'm going to be losing grip, I'd probably put in an in-lap, a nice in-lap, deploy my entire battery, use the tires to the brim, and then, you know, go for it so that I can probably even get an overcut on some drivers, because once they pit and come out on a fresh set of inters, they'll have, firstly, the loss of grip is going to be immense. The track is going to...
See, Isjuice didn't pit and Avocado has already overtaken him.
That-
They're like, and he's just 7 seconds behind Prototype. So he's now 6. Like he's taking 1 second.
Yes, so now
1
we see
second.
that the rain started falling very heavily, and that caused the track to, you know, have a lot of standing water very quick. So in that situation, it was better double stacking, which now, as we our look, seems to be a smart call from Chocolate in the Aston Martin. But he'll have to do his battles on track now. I don't believe there will be any
Still
strategies,
behind
and
Vsauce.
Issues has gone wide, lost his front wing. We can see the McLaren has come undone, and a 3-second time penalty for Baba Yaga. As we can see, Prototype in the pits now for his set of intermediate tires. Ghost P4X moves up into P2, and I believe P-Sauce will be moving up into the podium positions. And Chocolate is very close to P-Sauce at the moment. Will he be going for a move? Yes, he is. That's very close, and they touch Martin. Brief contact between the Aston Martin and the Ferrari. However, P-Sauce maintains his position into the podium. Chocolate gets another 3 seconds in time penalty for possibly exceeding track limits. And Chocolate has 6 seconds to his name. 3 seconds on Daniel Avocado and 6 seconds on Baba Yaga in the Red Bull. Pace-wise, Chocolate does seem to have the advantage over P-Sauce. Now the question is, how much time is he going to lose behind that Ferrari? Brief moment of silence there for the two drivers that we've lost, as we see the Aston Martin and Ferrari going wheel to wheel. Slight throwback to Hamilton and Verstappen at the US GP 2022, as they went side by side through that corner, and P-Sauce is doing an exceptional job at defending against Chocolate, but they bang wheels once again as through the final corner they go side by side,
and they clash.
both of them have gone wide, and it's Baba Yaga that's moved up into P3.
And then Prototype.
Baba Yaga has been handed the podium freely, as we see the prototype of the Mercedes of Prototype moving up into P4, overtaking Chocolate, and that was just some, dangerous driving, man. Are you fucking shitting me? No. There should be YouTube audio, Sainath. Don't scare the shit out of me.
Unfortunately, I don't think there is.
Bro. It glitched for a second. Get the shit out of me. Okay, anyway. And Isjuice gets a 3-second time penalty, which is extremely surprising because Isjuice is one of the drivers with the least amount of time penalties. That too, at a track like Circuit of the Americas. Which is surprising indeed, as we can see Prototype and Chocolate going wheel to wheel, and is Chocolate going for a switchback? He is trying to, but he could not make it through, did not have the grip on the inside. Prototype defends around the outside, keeps his place in P4.
Chocolate has
What? Could you repeat, please? We just lost you for a moment there. Anuj? And we see the mistake. Oh my word, that's horrible from Prototype there. Going, and a 3-second time penalty to P-Sauce in the Ferrari, who is in the box now. What is he going for? What is he doing now? And a new set of hinters already? Is that a good strategic call? Hello? Am I audible, guys? I think there was a brief something. We are back online.
Technical issues with race, no problem.
And everything seems to be in order. And Pesos,
Anyways, let's see. So Ghost is running second, and
yes, he
Avocado
is.
has
A 3-second time penalty.
how much? 3 seconds of
Yes.
time penalty.
Yeah.
So if he just tries to make up like 2 seconds or something, he'll have the race lead or the race win ultimately.
The race one.
Indeed.
What happened to Pesos? He has dropped.
Pesos?
2 seconds. He was
He had a
running-
contact with Chocolate at the last
Oh.
turn, the previous lap. So I think he had front wing damage, so he had to pit for a new front wing.
I think
Um,
Chocolate is having a lot of trouble trying to
Keep it within the
drive
white
this weather, I
lines.
think.
Yeah.
Like he's not very comfortable driving in the woods. No pace at all.
Well, according to our information,
He
he is
was
on a
P2, I
he is on a
think. He
keyboard.
was
Yes,
running
Yeah,
he
he
was
was
he
P2.
was P2,
yeah,
and
there
he's
was,
Now having trouble.
he is racing on a
Baba.
keyboard.
That's
So
what were leading 1-2, but after the unfortunate pit stop, which they had to
Yeah.
make, I think he went down to P6, but now he has recovered to P4.
I think that's also because of because issues and prototype hadn't pit.
That's true.
So he just made up the net race position. He hasn't made up actually any overtakes or something.
he probably will be getting on the tail of Baba Yaga very soon, as he seems to be cutting down the gap by over 5/10 per sector almost.
Is
He's-
the weather getting worse or is it getting better?
It seems to be
I
getting better
think
because the rain
there
has
is not a
lightened.
lot of standing water left compared to a few laps back.
The rain has
But it is still raining.
slowed.
It
The
is still
rain
raining,
has
it is still
slowed to an extent, but standing water is still there on
I
track.
think the race will
So
end under wet conditions.
on the inters or
On in Inters it is.
It should end on inters ideally.
I don't
Okay.
think there's a possibility for
And another 3-second time
wet
penalty for
tires,
Pesos
but Pesos gets a 3-second time penalty.
in the
exceeding
Ferrari.
practice. That is his second penalty, so he has 6.
Yes. So that's his
not
race
having the
undone.
good result.
So while Pesos was running very well in the podium
He was running
positions,
P3.
yes, he
for a
was in
brief
Yeah,
P3.
but he had a contact with Chocolate, and both went into the wall.
That's why Baba Yaga now has P3.
Yep.
So wait, if Baba Yaga comes P3 today, this will be his third consecutive P3 podium. He had one in Austria, he had one in Monza, and this will be his third.
So
Talk
it
about
could be,
Mr.
there could be a
Consistent.
battle between his shoes.
And a
Ghost
3-second time
P4X
penalty for Ghost
gets a
P4X.
3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits.
This
So now he
neutralizes
has
this
overtake for the
neutralizes
race.
the
Overtake him.
Yeah.
the race at the top now.
I think only Prototype doesn't lead this race so far.
I think
There.
Avocado, unless there is something happens, I think Avocado has it in the back comfortably.
And Ghost P4X is losing time quite a lot.
Do you
Yeah,
think
he
it's
does.
the tires
used-
that have dropped off?
Not so early
Not
because
really.
they can
Because
we
I
see-
think Ghost P4X was about 4 seconds.
So they've
to
barely
Dan
done
Avocado,
5
but now
laps.
he's
The
almost
maximum
5.5
they've done is
seconds.
5 laps on
Losing
these
a lot.
inters. Too early for the tires to drop off.
No real
No,
improvements from anyone.
No.
This race, no one is catching anyone or dropping off.
Could be a battle between SUs and Prototype, but I think there's still a lot of time for that. He's gaining. Even Baba
Even
Yaga is
Pesos-
catching up.
Even Pesos
Ghost.
isn't gaining on issues.
No, he's not. He's losing time almost by half a second every lap. But even if he gains and overtakes issues, that's a 6-second time penalty for Pesos.
Yeah.
So he has to be 3 seconds ahead of.
Issues in order to make sure that he can cement his position into P6, which he probably may not be able to.
But Issues is catching Prototype. It
yes,
was
it
two and a
does.
half seconds. Oh, but Iron leaves. Iron
Iron has
DNF either
anyway
ways.
DNF, so it does not
Juice
matter, I
was
believe.
2.5 seconds previous lap, but now he's just
One
a
and a
second.
half. Let's see. But issues will have to overtake and then make up 3
We'll quickly
seconds
ride on
on
board with
prototype.
Juice and Prototype. They seem to be very close, and this may be a battle that may ensue very
The
soon.
chocolate is kind of gaining on Baba Yaga. The gap was about 5 seconds last lap. Now it's
Now it's
down to less
4.4.
than 4.5 seconds.
We have 10 laps left. Will we see another pit stop for Inters? If people want to.
I
Or
don't-
I think
I don't think so.
they would
Unless-
rather finish on
Yeah,
this set
unless
of
it
laps
dries up and the
because,
weather changes, I don't think
yeah.
we will see another set of pit
I
stops
don't-
for
I don't
anybody.
think this- but it's pretty difficult if the rain continues. Okay, the gap is down to 1 point. But
Ideally, we should get DRS in the next few laps.
I believe DRS was disabled because of the rain.
Pesos is Ghost P4X is gaining
Issues
again,
is within DRS range.
Issues is very
but DRS is
close
disabled.
to Prototype. Now,
Oh yeah,
this
DRS
is
is
good.
different. Yeah.
let's see what
But it's
kind
very
what,
tricky to-
let's see where Issues is.
what kind of a
That's the
move
onboard.
can Issues pull off.
That's the only
Battle
battle
going
on
on.
track. Yeah.
So it's
Issues
pretty close,
currently with
If-
17%.
and then Prototype goes wide, and I think that should be an E.
And they're
I
going
think
way too
there
well,
has
and there's
been contact.
contact. There's been contact.
More than one contact.
Issues.
And Chocolate gets another 3-second time
Chocolate gets
penalty
another
for
time penalty.
exceeding
and-
track limits,
and
I
that's 9
believe.
seconds of time
And
penalties.
yes, that is, which is
But he's
extremely
managed to catch up
unfortunate.
to
Oh,
Baba Yaga.
and then Prototype
around the outside goes
into turn
Prototype.
one.
Into turn 1, maintains his
And we
lead.
go again.
To the S's we go. Issues,
And
3-second
Issues
time
gets another
penalty.
3 seconds.
Exceeding
So I
track
think it's
limits.
really difficult. Yeah, really difficult to overtake and gain 6 seconds over that.
I think he can
But
do that now if he manages to overtake him like
Yeah.
in this lap. So he has a very small chance.
I think it's
of-
pretty. Again, the gap is less than 1 second.
Let's ride
First
on board with
sector.
Prototype, and Prototype has 7% battery.
Oh, Ghost
and
P4X has gained a lot of time
yes, he has.
on Daniel
was-
Avocado. Last lap it was 4.5 seconds. Now it's down to just 2.5 seconds or less than 2.5. Oh, he's gaining a lot of time.
And Issues
especially on
and
Ghost.
Prototype are going wheel to wheel at the moment. We'll quickly switch to the
Issues
leaders after
is
this
going side
battle.
by
Is
side.
Issues, he makes a
Going-
dive down the
and
inside.
he
Will he
makes
be
the
able to
move,
make it stick?
But will
They still settle
And-
on it.
Prototypes?
Yes,
try
he
and
does.
do the-
Prototype does not fight that back, does not
But he-
defend,
but
but
he
now
goes wide.
Issues goes
He
wide,
goes
and
wide
now
and
Prototype is coming down
Prototype,
the
again, the
inside,
touch
and then
and
touch, and Prototype
Prototype
has
spins.
spun around.
Spins.
That is on Issues.
Oh, and then it just goes wide again. The following corner, but Ken Pesos gained the position on Prototype, but I think
What
he's
went wrong with
quite
our
far
leader
ahead.
here, boys?
Oh, sorry,
What's-
quite far
what's-
I
behind.
think Chocolate and Baba
Oh,
Yaga.
Chocolate and
Ghost
Baba
P4
Yaga.
Ghost B4X is already
He is pretty
within a
close.
lap, but Baba Yaga and
Baba Yaga has
Chocolate
another
Chocolate.
3-second
side
time
by side,
penalty,
then Baba
and
Yaga
Ghost
gets another
P4X is
3
literally
second
pushing
time penalty.
Daniel
So they
Avocado
both are
around
nice.
with his front
Chocolate
wing.
is
Both
now
are nice.
overtaken Baba Yaga.
Yep,
So he is on podium.
but I think Chocolate did. I think
Let's-
have a
They have equal
Let's go
amount
to
of penalties.
Ghost.
They have an equal amount of penalties.
So
So
this is for the
Race
battle for the
will-
that and I think
that
they
does not
made
that does not
contact?
look like
No. Oh,
that.
and they do make
Oh,
contact.
They make again.
They do, but that does not look like Daniel Avocado driving. Lads, in my opinion,
That's
Daniel
9
Avocado is
seconds.
not driving that car at the
Um,
moment.
And goes P4X takes the lead of the race. But what can
I don't think Daniel
what's his name?
Avocado is
Daniel
driving that
Avocado
car. I don't
can
think he
come back,
is.
but he lost almost half a second. And even Baba Yaga lost almost 2.5 seconds in half a lap.
Okay,
But-
Ghost has managed to make up nice 2 seconds gap over
2 seconds.
Avocado.
Oh, what the hell
Pretty
happened?
quick. Even Pesos is catching prototype.
Issues already more than 5 seconds of prototype.
Yep.
Sorry, we'll
But
head
that
back.
is because prototype's
So
fun.
somehow my Discord
Yeah.
got
Oh,
disconnected.
and now prototypes gets a 3-second time penalty. So everyone in this race has a time penalty.
Let me see.
3 seconds. So the top two have 3 seconds, including prototype,
Yes,
and rest
hello,
everyone
I'm
has
back.
9
I don't know
seconds.
what went wrong there. Somehow my Discord disconnected and something went wrong there. As I was saying, I don't believe that's Daniel Avocado driving.
Yeah.
Really?
Why?
Yeah, because he seems just so slow. The gap has extended to 9 seconds. I believe that's AI driving. Because we saw the moment Ghost P4X overtook Daniel Avocado, it was pretty clean. The Aston Martin left enough space for the Haas to make his move. And
That's interesting.
it does not seem as if Daniel Avocado is in that car. He does not have control of that car. Because the gap behind was 20 seconds at the end of lap 2.
Yep.
And since then,
Right.
Daniel Avocado has lost 9 seconds to Ghost P4X, and Chocolate has gained 9 seconds on Daniel Avocado.
And it just gets another time penalty for 3 seconds.
The race between Ish Juice, Prototype, and P-Sauce just seems redundant now.
Okay, let's see if Chocolate will be able to overtake Avocado and put
I
6
think looks
seconds on
like
him.
Chocolate already. I think he gained 1.5 second across 2 corners,
Yeah, that's
which
because,
is pretty odd.
as I said, it's not Daniel Avocado in the car. I have seen,
Yep.
and
And there's a yellow flag.
there's a yellow
for
flag,
Chocolate.
and I believe that was Chocolate with a slight moment of oversteer. And as you can see, the gap is.
Oh, and there's a battle between Pesos and
And let's
Prototype.
head on board with the Ferrari of P-Sauce, who is battling the Mercedes for P6. And P-Sauce
And
goes
P-Sauce
wide,
goes wide.
rides the curbs, unsettles his car entirely. As we head through the triple apex right-hander. Will P-Sauce be able to make the move stick without making contact, without losing any more places or parts of his front wing?
I don't think so. I think even if he does manage to overtake him, it'll be very hard to put 6 seconds on Prototype.
That would be a hard feat indeed.
And I think he did go off the track, so that should be a warning. Not wrong. So there might be another penalty coming to Pesos.
Another.
But he's closing.
He has
But
closed
he's
down the gap.
closing the
He is
gap.
within 1 second now.
And
But
he is pretty quick on the straight line.
But we do not have DRS for these conditions. So P-Sauce will have to do it on track. Let's have a look at. So Prototype is deploying his battery, trying to defend against the Ferrari. Prototype probably
gaining
has an
time.
idea that the Ferrari is faster in the straight line as compared to the Mercedes.
Now Chocolate is just under 10 seconds from
10? Mate,
Daniel Avocado.
he's under 7 seconds now. It's 6.3.
What?
Yeah. The gap between Chocolate and Daniel Avocado has dropped to
It shows
6.2 now.
2.9. Sorry, so it was 9.2, bro, for me.
It's reducing. Probably once they cross the finish line, it will update for you. Must be a slight bug, but it's showing me 5.7.
Oh,
and
and then
P-Sauce
P-Sauce
goes
goes
wide, and
wide,
that's a
and then-
huge collision. What's happened there? Have they both lost it? Yes.
And I think that.
Yep.
That's,
and that's
a
a safety
huge.
car.
That's a huge,
and I
huge
think
collision,
it's a safety car.
and that makes Prototype lose his front wing. And what about P-Sauce? P-Sauce seems to
His car is
have,
intact. It's a VSC. It's a
and it's a
VSC.
virtual safety car, and I believe Prototype will have to pit for
And
a
it's just
new
getting
set.
another time.
a new wing and everything, and his juice gets another time penalty, brings him up to 12 seconds.
and Prototype is pitting for a new front wing and probably even a new set of
Question is
inters.
now for the remainder of the 5 laps, will our race leader pit? Yes, he is.
He's
That's-
pitting?
Yes, he is in the pits right now. What I can probably believe is for a new set of inters. However, the green flags have been waved.
Oh, that's a disaster.
Will this come undone for? And Daniel Avocado has moved up. Aman, can you confirm this?
Yeah,
And he's gone for
went up.
softs.
And so the track has dried
Goes-
up by the looks of it. And
Even Daniel Avocado pit for a
yes,
set
Daniel Avocado did pit and has gotten a set of softs. The two of them have gotten on a new set of softs. And we can see Chocolate in the Aston Martin pretty close to Ghost P4X.
Wasn't Daniel Avocado behind?
Precisely my
Course?
point.
I think he jumped him on the pits.
No.
In the pits, but yeah, I can't see.
He
This is pretty
did.
weird. He didn't pit, right? I don't
And
think.
no,
He
he didn't
did
pit. He was,
Wait, hold up.
but he was quite behind.
Hold up. Aman, according to the telemetry data and all the other data that I have present on my screen at the moment, by the looks of it, Daniel Avocado did pit for a new set of softs and so did Ghost P4X. And it's in the pits
Okay.
where Daniel Avocado got the jump on Ghost P4X for the race lead.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And now we can see
Chocolate
Chocolate
is gonna overtake Ghost.
on the inters challenging Ghost P4X for P2. So Chocolate is desperate to make this an Aston Martin 1-2.
Yes, good.
But
But I think
he
the
is
inters
on
are
the
still
set
good.
of inters. Will he be able to make a dent? I doubt, because over time the softs are just going to get faster, and as you can see there are barely 3.5 laps remaining now. And we can see Chocolate already going wide. Ideally he should pit now, get on a new set of softs and cement his position, which
And
he is
Prototype
doing
gets
so, and
another-
Prototype gets another 3-second time penalty. So Chocolate did pit, and the gap ahead between the leader and second place is 3.3 seconds at the moment. This just coming in from race control that DRS has been enabled for the remainder of the 3 laps that we have. As we can see, the
Okay, so
conditions
now
have dried
the-
up.
Yep.
And Baba Yaga stays out.
Is Baba Yaga staying out? Yes, he is. Baba Yaga decides to stay out on those set of old inters, 13 laps old. And Issues gets another 3-second time penalty, which probably brings him up to like what, 15 seconds?
Yep. Issues? Yeah.
15
That
seconds
will
of
be
time
good.
penalties for Issues.
Yeah, 15
So-
seconds.
They yet to pit. Issues I think is yet to pit as well as Baba Yaga, so make up those two positions easily.
Even Prototype for
he's
that
gaining
matter. Prototype
almost
has not boxed
A
yet
couple of seconds
for a set of
every corner.
slicks. And once again, we are seeing the gap between the leaders come down drastically.
And Issues stays out again. No, he did pit, but he pit for a new set of inters.
Did he?
So
Yes, he did.
Prototype. And so did Prototype pit for a new set.
Alright, I think we should ride on board with Ghost P4X and Daniel Avocado at the moment. The gap between the two of them is down to 6 tenths now. And this is essentially the battle for the race win.
And they'll have DRS also this time around.
And both of them go wide off track. I don't know what's happening here. It still does not look like Daniel
Oh,
Avocado
I
is
think-
driving.
Oh, and then he goes through. Goes.
If that
Oh.
is an AI, he's doing a very good job.
I mean, AI is set to like around 50, I believe.
49, yeah.
Yeah.
He already gains a second and a half.
This is mental.
And Prototype goes on a set of mediums.
Mate, what are these strategies? He
And
probably
looks like Baba Yaga and Issues are going to complete the race on a set of inters.
and Chocolate gets
and
another
Chocolate
3-second
gets
time
another
penalty.
second time.
And that brings him up to 15 seconds as well.
Yep. And that's a yellow.
But he does seem to be safe to Baba Yaga with a gap of 17 seconds behind him. So even with those 15 seconds worth of time penalties, he should be safe enough.
Baba Yaga has a shot on podium if he's, but no, I don't think so.
And Chocolate has just set in.
And Ghost P4X gets another 3-second penalty, and I think that will give Dan Avocado the win if he
That
finishes.
essentially does if he
in-
finishes within 6 seconds of Ghost P4X. But let's not forget that Daniel Avocado
that should
himself
be-
has 3
Yeah,
seconds
so that
worth
should
of
be
time
within 3
penalties.
seconds. That should be within 3
Yes.
seconds.
Indeed. Which by the looks of it does not seem happening, as we are riding with Chocolate, who puts in the
Chocolate
fastest lap at the 1:37.8. We have a beautiful view of the track and the car through our helicopter cam as we head into turn 1 now with the Aston Martin. The gap ahead between the race leader and second place is over 7 seconds.
And Pesos is overtaking Issues, who is on a fresh set of inters, but he's still struggling. And
Pesos
Yeah.
seems to be struggling even on the new set of softs to overtake somebody who's on a new set of inters in dry conditions. So that, if that does not resound to
but
skill issue,
Pesos doesn't need to overtake him. He'll just get the place as Issues has a 15
and
second
both
time
of them go very wide through the penultimate corner of this lap. And again, once again, what's wrong with these lads?
So
And
I think
they're battling wheel to wheel into turn 1 they go, and P-Sauce makes it into P5, goes wide. Issues just try to come back. They're going wheel to wheel once again through the exit of turn 1. Onto the S's we go, but P-Sauce cements his position using the superior grip of those soft tires. Yes, sorry to cut you off, Anuj. You were saying something.
yeah, so the order seems pretty confirmed right now. I don't
Yes,
think anyone
as
would
we are
be
heading
badly
into
make
the
it
final lap of this race, we can see Ghost P4X
Yeah.
in the Haas leading this race with 10 seconds on Daniel Avocado in the Aston Martin in P2 and Chocolate in the Aston Martin in P3. So
15
And
that,
this
seconds
product-
penalty with him.
that
And
will,
did Prototype get lapped?
yes, he has gotten lapped by the race leaders as of now. So this is the final lap, and Chocolate gets another 3-second worth of time penalty, which brings him up to 18 seconds. He does still have
And goes P4X spun.
Ghost P4X is, and he has.
He spun.
He's binned it on the hairpin.
But he's still ahead of Daniel Avocado, but
So
he
he
lose the
needs
place
3 seconds on him. He needs 3 seconds
Yep.
on him.
in-
And Ghost
but-
P4X is trying to deploy his entire battery pack, but he does not seem to have a lot.
No.
Will Daniel Avocado or
Oh.
his AI at the moment be able to keep it within 3
unless,
seconds?
Unless he
Close
gets
gonna
another
lose to
3-second
AI.
time penalty.
And the gap has increased over 3 seconds. At the moment, it's 3.3.
Oh,
And-
he's Lord please. And what
Wait.
happened to
Wait, what happened?
what?
What?
Wait, what?
Does it say that Daniel Avocado has finished
Yeah.
the race and won it?
Yeah, it does. It does.
But
He just
how?
gets another 3-second time penalty. What's happening? Ghost P4X.
Ghost P4S has
Finished
dropped down to
21
second.
Yeah.
And Chocolate comes in P3.
I think there's some glitch with the lobby.
Could
Probably.
be.
This is something that will have to be taken care of post race. So according to the timing charts, the gap between Daniel Avocado in first place and Ghost P4X in second was 21 seconds.
No, I don't think that is what happened.
Yeah.
And Baba Yaga comes across the line to finish in P4 for Red Bull. Solid points for the team. And as we can see, the final cars of Pesos, the Ferrari, Issues, the McLaren, and Prototype in the Mercedes. Almost okay. Prototype has already
Yeah,
completed
so
his race since he was lapped.
Chocolate has messaged. Chocolate says that are we redoing the race or what?
I
No.
don't think we'll be redoing the race.
Why
And
should we
Daniel
read
Avocado
it?
wants to speak. Can we get them in VC? The race
Yeah,
is over.
Yep.
the race is over. However, this championship, I mean, the standings are very dicey at the moment given what we just dealt with.
There was
Yep.
some
Okay,
glitch.
so we have Daniel Avocado in the chat in the VC.
Hello.
Daniel Avocado, don't leave the race, bro. Once it says advanced rate, save the replay.
Ah, okay.
Are you on PC or PlayStation?
PC.
Okay. Do it.
Big question that lies with the drivers around is what are the standings?
The
I
big
guess
question
that
right now is how did Avocado win? How did he win the race?
Do
I'm not sure
since
what
the
even
safety
happened
car
when he
is
pit.
showing me I'm in the lead. Since the safety car is showing me I'm in the lead. Not once did it show that goes to overtook me.
But for us, it was showing you're not even in the
That's what
lobby.
I'm
Like
saying.
your
There's
AI
some
was
kind of
driving.
glitch there or something. Something happened because I never lost the lead. I was playing and you guys are saying that it's my AI, but I was playing. Look, I was racing. So I
And
don't know.
because the way
Bro,
things went
Daniel
on,
Avocado crashed into Ghost P4X like 8 times or 9 times in the race for me. Once into the safety car even.
Yeah, he did. We saw that. Even we were commenting on that. That
Yeah.
he went into the safety
He
car.
so it looked like he just was losing connection almost every single lap when I was in like P3 P4. So that time around the final sector, around the final turn, he was just going straight and then he was appearing at the end of the final straight near the top of the hill.
Could be a
So I
connection
believe
issue.
it has to be something to with do with his internet.
Yeah,
My
Bhakti guy
internet is
encrypted.
fine. Like, I think it's fine. So I don't know.
Okay, I think I clipped it. So once he's back, Cheese is back, I'll talk to him and let's see what we can do.
P-Sauce is wanting to speak.
Yep.
P-Sauce is in the VC. Baba Yaga one is
Bro,
also disconnected
I was
for
here.
me.
I was just speaking. What?
Baba
I'm so
Yaga
confused.
is also disconnected for Chocolate. So there seems
Critically,
to be shambles everywhere.
it was just glitch. पूरा lobby में glitch था बस.
Full lobby was glitched. Chocolate can also join
Yep.
if he has anything
Anything to say?
to say or discuss. Yes, he wants to speak. Chocolate and Baba Yaga are in the VC now.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hi, Chocolate.
hello. Yeah, for me, when I was catching up to Baba Yaga, he was also disconnected. And was also things. Danny Avocado, he was also lagging really much behind the safety car all the time.
That yeah, even we were
I got
noticing
I
that.
got ghost wing damage because of that. So you saw the crash. I got
Yeah,
wing
I saw it.
damage. The crash went away, but my wing damage didn't. It was minor wing damage, but I got damage because of that.
Yeah, what were you even doing there?
I was behind you, so the crash happened in front of you. It like glitched in front of you. I braked instantly to avoid any debris or anything. But then some debris flew towards me. It showed me I got damage on my wing.
No,
It
I
didn't
meant
affect.
I meant when we crashed at the last corner there.
Bro, I thought you hit my behind, but I think I just
No, for
brake
me,
too hard.
for me, I was in front, and you spun me around into the
No, there was
barrier.
no space for me to get into you, bro.
No, for me,
We were at the apex. Then I think I just lost it, and then you were swerving into me. It was just like
no,
I'll
me,
check the replay. I have the replay saved.
yeah,
I'll check.
me too. I can also.
I think we have a lot of glitches in this.
So
Bro,
these,
Chocolate, did you come out on softs when the rain stopped instantly?
I've when Ghost and then the avocado stopped, I was staying out, but the lap after that, I went onto the soft.
Okay, so when did your softs come online? Were you still slippery after like 2 laps?
No, I don't know, half a lap, I think.
Okay,
In sector 3, I
alright,
was.
all good, all good. Alright. Somehow, Baba Yaga and Issues on inters were quicker in dry than I was on softs, new softs.
This is
They were
something that
gaining
we'll
time
have
on me
to. This
somehow.
is something we'll have to review in the post, like now after post race and everything, and we'll have to check. We'll have to come up with a decision as to what can be done
How,
over it.
how do I appeal for a
So there is a thread under this thing, the
F1
F1
League
India
Racing.
League Racing, where it says appeal, submit appeal. So you can send your appeal, a short paragraph typed out what exactly the appeal is, along with video or
video
graphic proof, whatever.
right? So can I share my screen if that's okay?
No, ideally you should put a recording or an image in the
There aren't
appeal
any stewards
threads.
here, bro.
So
Okay.
There aren't any stewards here.
You can call Cheese if he is available. He's back. If there is power back in his room, because I heard that he had a power cut.
so let's.
I actually want to appeal for us also for some reason. Yeah, I have uh,
Bro, that safety car occurred on the first safety car occurred at such an unfortunate time, bro. So I think uh, Daniel Avocado overtook me on the straight. While I was beside him, the safety car came in, and uh, as the safety car came out, I went ahead, so it asked me to stay behind.
I know, I think I overtook you just
Was
seconds
that?
before the first safety car came.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
this
it.
was me.
So
uh, is
I
that
couldn't
shop
make that place back.
is that Shopalute speaking?
Yeah.
No,
Uh,
I finished. Oh, but
so like, do you not see other drivers while driving, or do you just like use some kind of cheat or something? Because that's the shittiest driving I have ever seen in my life. Not
Damn.
to offend you or anything, but you gained on me 8 seconds and you keep smashing on my rear end like I did not exist in the track. Like, if you wanna be such a Chad, then why don't you just go to the tier one and be a Chad?
I understood exactly nothing.
uh, so basically saying like, why are you hitting him in the back?
In the
He smashed
Yeah.
into me first time, and then he just pushed me into the track. Like I was trying to go back to the pits, and he pushed me to the track. The second time, it was like he was dragging me along the side of it, and I spun. So, and
Wait, why does that?
this happened with Sauce also. Sauce, he went to the last corner, and then he just pushed Sauce into the barrier, and
what?
yeah,
I'm
Uh,
reaching that
this
point. I'll
okay.
yeah.
clip it if
I
Yeah,
was with
so I have the clip. I was behind you two guys, so I can share it. Just give me a sec.
uh, for, me- for me it was really different because for me when I may have touched you once or twice a little bit, but at the end when I overtook you, It it was like you were just going wide, and I just went. Yeah, I mean, you just you cut across.
Oh yeah, I cut across because you were touching my rear end, and then I spun. Then I cut across. That's great excuse, to be honest.
No, Baba
I
Yaga, you
mean,
were off track. You were off track. All four wheels were
Uh,
off
No,
track.
I
just a sec.
didn't
Wait a
really
sec.
see chocolate like hitting you from the spectator.
what?
Except maybe
Yeah,
just the
see over
contact
here
between.
also that you see, it was the Ferrari that completely turned in. Rewind a little
It
bit.
was not really,
Rewind.
especially for me, it felt like Vsauce actually.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Bus
That's it.
pushing. हाँ play from there, play from there.
लैप नंबर बोल दे मैं
अरे रुक
मेरे
जा, हो रहा
रिप्ले पे
है.
पहुंचता
Watch, watch, watch. See,
Watch,
by the looks
here
of it, the Ferrari just turned in over there.
There is a corner to make. He has to brake and turn. He can't go straight.
Yeah, so he needs to
who
also
went
see that
That's a
there
corner.
was enough space
You
for
are
him
if
on the
if
outside.
you
There
if
was
you are
enough
dive
space for
bombing,
him on the outside to make the corner. He did not
uh,
need to turn in on the car.
he did not turn in on
And
the
he
car.
turned in. He turned
He
in way
was
too
he
early.
was he was on the track. He had to account for
Can
the
you
rain
go
and the
on board?
See
slippery track.
this, see
Can you go
this.
on board?
अरे
Yeah, you
wait,
can,
I
you
am
can.
reaching, I am reaching that point, bro. I'm on lap 6. Wait, just wait.
Yeah,
I
let
will
me
show it from my
show you
perspective.
the
तुम
entire
लोग
thing.
दूसरे point पे बात करो तब तक.
I mean, when I overtook you, Baba Yaga, I was you were just left the track.
So there is a
And then
difference
I
between overtaking and just spinning out the person in front of you, and then
No,
you do
but
have
So
tapering
which
me
lap
this
was this?
overtaking me.
Which lap was this?
Baba
Was
Yaga,
twice.
the moment
It
that you
happened.
go off track, the moment your car's four wheels are off track, you cannot just cut back in and rejoin the track. You have to slow down. You have to see your surroundings. That's not how it works, I'm afraid.
Oi, okay, okay, okay. Okay, I'm here, boys. I'll start sharing my screen. If I get a permission.
You can.
Do I have?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
I can't, I can't. Baba is streaming, I think that may be the
Okay,
reason.
yeah,
Only
Baba
one
can.
stream at a time? Is that how it works,
Yeah.
Aman?
I
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah. It does. It does.
No, no, I don't think so.
No, no.
In
There's only one
States, so at
stream in
least.
stage. Yeah, there's only one
Achha.
stream.
You wanna stream? Shall I close my stream?
बंद करना,
Yeah,
हाँ
close
बंद
it.
कर.
Yeah, stream.
Oh my god, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Final turn, lap 13.
Okay, so lap 13, Chocolate is behind me.
Okay.
We go slowly. Here.
No,
So here I think there is contact. Yeah, here there is contact.
Rewind while change camera angle.
So he यहाँ पे contact हुआ, then I knew he was inside me. But then मैं break ही नहीं कर पाया, and then look at this. He didn't turn either.
Basically, you.
He
I was
didn't turn either.
I was doing the normal line through there.
Yeah, he was doing the.
You so see, I am beside you. See, there is my fault for turning in earlier. But then we both have to make the corner, right? You can't go back to the racing line while we both are fighting on the apex of the corner.
Yeah, I was doing the normal thing, and you just turned like I don't know, like with 75% left. I mean,
See here, if you keep going straight and if I keep going straight, we both make it here. But then you turn right for some reason.
I think I didn't turn right. I think I just did
Oh,
a
then
bit
there
of
is contact. No, 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 no.
yeah, and
There's contact. There's contact. And then just spin out. No man. And then I just lose my wing.
yeah, I can look if the replay on by me has that. Yeah, it has. Should I stream it from my?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Okay.
See, I'm not say I don't. I believe this is my fault, and there was another crash with I think prototype. Prototype just completely. I
You
believe he's on
see,
keyboard. So he just
are you seeing it?
tap turning. So that messed up my line, and we just both of us went into a wall.
Are you
Yeah,
seeing
Chocolate,
it?
you can go ahead.
Go for it.
See, this is the Ferrari turning in, tapping.
Can you go slower? Can you go back?
Yeah, here you can see I'm turning. And here,
He gets tapped by your front left.
Yeah, my
Resource.
front left taps his right rear.
Yep, so that's why he can't turn. He can't straighten his car then.
See, but my concern is not after the turn. My concern is before the turn approaches. He touches my side pod like 3 times. He squeezes me out. Look at this.
I mean, it rather looks like you are
I
touching
can
my
see you
side pod.
Bro,
touching
nee,
it.
wait. Can you let me stream? Before I turn, he hits me twice. Or rather, the bouncing occurs twice.
Strange.
Arey, this F1 game, I hate this game. बार-बार yeah. Do you see?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we can see.
See, this is initial contact before I even turn. Okay, we are already glitching even before I turn. I'll hide this also. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, we are seeing it.
I'll just play normally. You're already there before I turn, so the fact कि ये बोला कि I am turning in on him, he's turning out on me there. He's trying
But
to make this
when I
curve
was
as better.
See, now
watching
in
on my screen, it looked like
in this
you
See,
case,
were
मेरे को
Vsauce.
जाने को तो I can take as much curve as I want, but he can't push me off while I am on the track, right?
See, but he
He's
is
trying to make the corner wide
during
for him while he's trying to dive bomb at the same time.
during the corner now. While entering the corner, if you play, he is ahead. You can clearly see his front wing and front axle ahead. All right, and then under braking, you turn in early to make the apex because you are stuck to your line. You are stuck to the racing line trying to make the apex. You don't. You're not actually leaving the space for the car on the inside. I mean, he is on the apex. You can see him taking the apex. In fact, he has to go in closer just to make sure that he is giving you space. Do you get that?
And you are going for a move around the outside, but he's already ahead.
Right. This
And
this is what ruined it, bro. Honestly, this tap.
yeah,
Otherwise, would
so
have been
yeah, so
an all right.
here if Chocolate wasn't on
He
a
has
keyboard
overtaken you.
and probably if he had better control over his car, he could have straightened his car sooner and moved ahead and not gotten into the tap with you. So the tap can be ignored for a little bit because of how things are in terms of hardware and all of that. With everybody, it's different. However, the turn of the Apex incident cannot be ignored. Over here, I would have to say that it is the Ferrari's fault. Lucky
Vsauce,
this.
can you I want to share my screen.
All right. But I got the shorter end of the stick anyway. I lost my front wing there.
I mean, as
But it did ruin his race.
As Fernando would say, karma.
Karma. Hmm.
But he does get his race ruined as well, right?
You just see the
Still
lines
finishes.
Chocolate takes to like just to engage with Vsauce. Let me catch Yeah, this is the first thing that
Bro, what the fuck is this Aston?
Bro, that was Merc's side
That
pod.
alpha came out of nowhere.
Side pod,
Mark-
Sainath, you bitch.
Sidepod thought I'd overtook him, so there is no one in the inside. I can just
Let's
like
say
roam around.
left में आते
And-
रहता हूँ मैं.
And why the
Yeah.
fuck
Oh
did he
boy.
had to make that over? Like he could have stayed in his own racing lane, right? And okay,
Probably,
so whatever.
he-
Yeah.
I think he probably tried to go off the curb there.
You're not
No,
supposed to do
there
that.
was
You can
plenty
stay
space,
on the.
plenty
You can
space. He was
you can
just
stay.
coming
Yeah,
left to
I mean,
try
I
and
did,
squeeze the Red Bull.
yeah, I
Headline
didn't,
and
I
you can
didn't
still
say,
make it.
I didn't say it's not his fault.
Okay, so whatever he got DNF, thanks to his own doing.
Whatever he got it.
This is gonna be long. I did a pretty long stint on the softs. I think 4 laps. That's the max you can put in quota with softs. I don't know why the fuck the team thought that softs would be good. But yeah, whatever.
Bro,
Yeah,
I
but
didn't get a soft strategy. It was medium hards only. It was medium hards or medium hards. That's it.
why did safety
Why did you
car,
go on softs?
I had a stint too that had a plan of like going on softs, but
तेरे
that
को
was
lap आगे जाना है तो you can press F6 bro.
F6.
Next lap चालू होगा.
Yeah, over the radio. There also.
Okay, we are back in. We are
The
pitting now
lap
for
12.
inters.
Raindrops. Oh,
Drop
the
down.
double stack of
Smoke
Aston
in the-
Martin.
Bro, in the pits, 3 cars came inside me and then just spawned behind me. I was very scared.
He came
I
inside
thought
you.
I was gonna. They spawned inside me basically. The Aston Martin and the Haas.
Oh, I was
Bro.
hard trying to get out of you first, but that double stack was bad.
We can't do shit. It's like it's the games thing.
How did you guys choose realistic and then it turned out to be the most unrealistic quota race I've ever seen?
All because of
This
cheese.
is just F1ndia things.
All because of
F1ndia
cheese.
things.
Yeah.
That first sector costed me pole. Because I always invalidated my lap there.
Yeah.
The first sector. So people pointed this to me out when I chose quota
That
to
was-
be on the calendar. Everybody said, "Bro, you are choosing quota to be in the races, but are you sure people will be able to make the first
Sector
sector
one.
after this?"
Bro,
it
nobody
can be
gets
Yeah,
this.
bro. Our
Even just for fun also
our
nobody
stewards are a little dicey, man.
plays.
Especially the Saman dude, bro.
Rage nail.
So Rachel is getting his championship.
Championship by what? Speed post?
What
Speed.
what are the standings with this race now?
I'll send it to, the problem is
Who won the race?
okay,
Bro, we are
I'll
not
publish
important
the-
enough for them, bro. We are not important
No,
enough
no,
for them.
Eddie, calm down, calm down.
I'll publish the last week's standing. This guy
All you have to do is addition today.
not today's because we
Appeals.
have
I
24
have
hours
an
to
appeal actually. So
can
that was seen on the stream as well. I was impeded by Iron 2807.
Bro, the guy got DNF. What is
No, I
it?
did. I was on a flyer.
Okay.
I did my flyer with a positive delta, and still.
But Iron
got a
did get a
ticket.
5-second penalty for that, right?
Bro,
No.
I got a 5 grade penalty, bro, for Iron crashing into me. Like,
Bro, forget about
Okay.
him crashing into Pesos, bro. He was crashing.
Bro, what is this? Look at this.
What happened?
Yeah, but
What?
The first
Double
lap
crash.
race
When did
was
this happen?
not enough. You had to like, take on a.
No, when
And
did
how
this
did you-
happen?
How did you hit me with so much?
This happened
energy
when you were
and
spectating
turbulence
me
you-
because you thought I was gonna overtake prototype that time.
Really?
हाँ, and फिर तभी Rajnil said, and Chocolate has overtaken Baba Yaga. ऐसे बस उतने में.
Really, I
For
think I
me,
have the
for me,
video
it didn't
somewhere.
even. For me, it didn't even span. For me, it was like I
Just
was
trying to get into the
one-sided.
pit after that. Like at least I got spun, then I'll go to the pit directly. And he had to like give me a second love tap just to make sure I don't do that.
For me,
Bro, it was
you
it,
are.
it was so frustrating watching you take over drivers, just like pinning them against the trying to spin them out and taking over. That's not how you do a race. Like if I go
So
wide, then I must have lose traction.
which
So you
lap
can
was
take
it? Was it
you
end
can
of
take
21?
just
End
a
of
second.
21, yes.
If I'm losing traction, then you can just overtake on the track. You don't have to cut right behind me and then
Yeah,
spin me out and then again hit me with the force and then
yeah. I mean, I
actually.
was getting out of the corner. Then I probably hit you. Because I was going the
And you have
corner.
you have a penalty, 18-second penalty because you were like I think you were doing more corner cutting and hitting
No,
than
I'm
any
not.
of the
Bro,
driver.
I
You have
didn't.
in
18
I
my
second
didn't.
screen,
penalty in the entire race.
I
in
didn't.
my
The
screen, one second, guys. In my screen, there was no contact between both of you. I mean, we were not speaking. You guys
Yeah,
were way apart
yeah. For
for a
me,
contact.
yeah. For me, there was also no
What?
contact
Yeah, you want me
between.
to
Sure.
share? Wait,
Baba
I'll
Yaga,
post
end
it.
this.
Wait a
Wait,
sec,
just
wait
hold
a
on.
sec, wait a sec.
What?
Wait a
What
second,
I.
second hit.
You mean? You mean when I pitted for a soft or what?
No, no, no. It was the one which you
Oh.
hit Baba Yaga. Last call, Baba Yaga spun. In my
No,
screen, that never happened. I
no.
don't think it did.
I meant now, because now I was in the pits.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay,
Oh,
but
okay, okay, okay,
okay, not okay, but not.
I'll just use.
Eh?
Baba
Oh,
Yaga, can
okay.
you
What the hell?
how to
For
move back?
me,
How to move back?
for me,
Baba Yaga, can you go to like 20-second lap or something?
it
No,
feels
just
it
a sec,
feels
just a
like
sec.
it feels like
Because
everyone
it's
had
show.
it feels like everyone had a separate race. Because
Hmm.
for me, when I came out like really, really how's it called? Really
Oh
close
yeah,
to
and
you,
this is
but I was
this is
ahead.
this is
Wait,
how
which
you
lab was
overtook
this?
me.
26?
Bro, this is
26.
leaving no
One second.
space.
Wait, which lab was this? Let me check on this.
26.
I mean, bro,
26
you,
sector
26.
1.
And
Bro,
you didn't just
I
leave me
was
any space. You
b-
squeezed me and
bro,
then you made sure that I have to like
listen to this.
go for a spin.
If it's on lab 26, right? In my screen, Chocolate is at turn 1 and then Baba Yaga crossed the finish line.